What a day.
We're looking at Vietnam veterans walking up Fifth Avenue here in New York City.
So officially we decided, or I guess the Department of Veterans Affairs has decided that this is the 50th anniversary of the start of the Vietnam War.
The beginning, correct.
Let's see, 1961 to 2011. Now on the Vietnam Wall, the memorial, I know there are casualties there from the late 50s.
Correct.
We had a presence in Vietnam even before 1961.
Yes, but not a large presence. If you remember, President Kennedy created the Green Berets and increased that presence. But General Eisenhower was the first person, President Eisenhower was the first president to commit troops to that area.
Well, we're looking at veterans on Wall Street, and we have with us in the booth one of the grand marshals of this parade, Commissioner of the Department of New York City Citywide Administrative Services, Edna Handy. Nice to have you with us. Congratulations.
Well, thank you. It's nice to be here. It's just a wonderful day.
I understand you have some breaking news, if you will, a new policy that Mayor Bloomberg just unveiled. Tell us about it, please.
Yes, he did. In collaboration with Speaker Quinn, the city will grant waivers to veterans who are taking civil service exams. And it's a one-time waiver, but they can use it at any time.
Waiver for the fee. Usually there's a registration fee of how much?
Exactly. It could be anywhere from $40 to $60, sometimes a little higher if it's a promotional exam.
So and how long will this go for?
Forever.
Forever?
Forever.
But you have one time doing
one
it.
time doing
Each
it.
veteran gets one.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. And it's really not about the money. It's about the statement. One, we appreciate the service, but two, we're building and continue to build a world-class workforce, and veterans have the skills and the leadership abilities that we need to take us and keep us in the 21st century.
Commissioner, your husband was a Vietnam veteran.
Yes.
Tell us about him.
Okay. Michael was the director of the Mayor's Office of Veterans Affairs for 10 years. He was first appointed by Mayor Dinkins, reappointed by Mayor Giuliani, and then reappointed by this current Mayor Bloomberg. And that was a statement about his dedication and the recognition of the community that these administrations were there for veterans. And we can keep his service going. My daughters are here. I have one daughter who is on Capitol Hill, and with her congresswoman, they're putting together a program for small businesses for veterans. I have a daughter in college, and she's doing veteran counseling. And so I'm here with my friend and others, still keeping the activity alive.
Edna's carrying the torch for Mike.
We really appreciate it. Edna Handy, Commissioner of the Department of New York City Citywide Administrative Services, thank you.
Thank you.
All right, stay with us for our coverage of the New York City Veterans Day Parade.
From the U-Haul team to our nation's military families, happy Veterans Day.
Always prepared, the United States Coast Guard. A little shout out for them, by the way.
How about, isn't your mother with the Coast Guard?
Rosanna, you are correct. My mom is a veteran of the United States Coast Guard.
What is her position? Petty officer?
I think she was a
petty
chief,
officer.
A chief.
Higher is better than lower. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
Senior chief.
I called her mom in those days, but she would put on the uniform on weekends and go off to Yorktown, Virginia, or sometimes to the base in the Rockaways and serve. I'm very proud of her.
It's a branch of service, though, that many people don't know. Go all over the world to man the ports and open the ports for the military wherever they go, and they serve side by side, even though sometimes they say, well, the Department of Transportation or Homeland Security, they are part of the Joint Chiefs.
All right, we have some special guests right now. Let's go to Elise.
Thank you, Rosanna. I'm here with Command Sergeant Major Laughlin over at Fort Hamilton in Brooklyn. Can you tell us a little bit about what it's like serving at Fort Hamilton and how Fort Hamilton is honoring service?
I absolutely can. What it's like, Fort Hamilton is the greatest installation I've ever been at because it's in New York City, the greatest city in the nation. And how we honor it also is the most patriotic. And I can say that because I've been around the world a couple of times and back. But how we're honoring is that yesterday we had a Veterans Day program as well. And and we honored veterans from World War II all the way to the current conflict. We allowed them to share their stories. We gave them salutes. We had a reception, and every day is Veterans Day at Fort Hamilton because we believe they deserve the quality of service commensurate with the quality of service that they gave. So quality of life for their families, whether they're retirees, active duty, everything in between is our mission on Fort Hamilton, and it's what we do best because we love our veterans, we love our active duty, and we love our DOD civilians who serve right alongside us. So thank you so much.
Well, thank you so much for your service, and thank you for your wonderful words. We love having you here today.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Back to you, Rosanna and Greg.
All right, thank you so much, Fort
No,
Hamilton.
there's some stuff way at the back. You can see the flags.
All right, did you
coming.
see the White Plains High School? They didn't come too far, but we're happy that they're here.
We sure are. And guess who's still watching this parade? General David Petraeus, retired, the current director of the Central Intelligence Agency.
And John Zuccotti, who's standing to his right, who is one of the grand marshals of the parade today, and also involved with Brookfield Properties and Zuccotti Park, where they have occupied.
I believe the park is named after his family, and yeah, he's now internationally famous.
And John Zuccotti was also a deputy mayor in New York.
Again, General Petraeus there on the right with the baseball cap on. Many credit him with really turning things around in Iraq, the architect of the surge. Of course, he served in Afghanistan as well and continues to serve his country as director of the Central Intelligence Agency. Paul, you know General Petraeus very well.
I've known Dave since he was 17 years old, and I've known his wife Holly since she was about 12.
Do you call him P4?
I call him Dave.
And now, by the way, his wife Holly, I believe, was the daughter of the superintendent of West Point.
Yes, and that's when you knew Dave was going to go far.
He started dating the general's daughter while he was a student at West
That
Point.
That's
sounds like a
correct.
movie, The General's Daughter. All right, we're coming back with more of the New York City Veterans Day Parade.
Shout out to the troops. Happy Veterans Day.
Thank you guys for everything you do. What we do is so much less important, yet we have this silly night for it. But happy Veterans Day to you guys. Thanks.
God bless you all. I know how brave you are and how important it is for you to keep fighting for our country. I love you all. Be safe.